So what I've noticed is there's a kind of this contradictory event, I call it, that happens when we age. And it's kind of a dilemma that I'm trying to prevent actively as I'm getting older. I'm 35 next year, 34 this year, or I've already turned 34 anyway. So I'm in my mid-30s. I'm not super old, not super young. I'm just kind of like in that stage. I've got 2 kids, I'm married. So it's just a moment for me to reflect, is that as we age and as we see our parents age, or grandparents, or people around us age who are older than us, it's natural for us to know ourselves better because we've had more time on earth to try different things, and we know what works for us and what doesn't work for us. And we know what gives us pleasure and what gives us pain, what we'll find exciting and what we'll find scary. So we kind of know our limits and our boundaries as we get older. And so it can also prevent us from being open-minded. It makes us more narrow-minded and fearful of trying new things because as you age, the more new things you try, you kind of like go back to what you're used to, what you're comfortable with. So yes, as we get older, we become more self-aware, we know ourselves better, but at the same time, it comes along with our decreased desire to learn and grow and to expand our limitations. So it's kind of like this contradictory event that happens as we get older. We know ourselves, we're more self-aware, we know what we're good at, and we're just going to keep doing what we're used to. But then at the same time, it's like, how do we keep learning and growing and to keep continuing our journey of self-awareness and to keep testing our boundaries and to keep going outside our comfort zone and thinking outside of the box so that we don't become, stunted in the way we learn. So it's kind of like a dilemma that I'm trying to mitigate myself, but it's really hard. So I think one of the ways we can kind of prevent that from happening is to create a bucket list of things that we want to achieve, and then once we create that bucket list, for each goal that we have, add 2 more to it. Like just go crazy with your dreams. And don't be afraid of thinking of something that is completely out of the ordinary, because you never know what's going to happen. And unless you have those really far-reaching goals and kind of the pie-in-the-sky ideas, it doesn't force you to test your boundaries. And then when you write these items down, like on something, and then you have them fleshed out, it will force you to take small steps every single day. Even though you're getting older, it forces you to take small steps every day to keep reaching that goal. And then once you've reached that goal, because you've one-upped it twice or twice-upped it, each goal, then you're gonna constantly try and reach there. And as this aging process happens, you're also learning and growing. And what a term that I recently learned was called the nocebo effect. I thought that was like a made-up word, but it's actually not. I forgot where I read it from, some health magazine I was browsing through. And nocebo effect it comes with a mindset of illness. So an illness mindset is someone who doesn't think that they have really any control of what happens to their health, that things happen to them and they're just going to let it. They're not going to be proactive or active in preventing it from happening. And so it's actually been shown that, like patients who've had illnesses and then they've received treatment, if they have that illness mindset and they honestly believe that whatever treatment they're receiving won't work, it actually plays to their mindset and it doesn't work. They're more likely to have it not work than to work if compared to someone who has more of a health mindset, who believes that they have some control over what's in their future, and that there are actions that they can take to prevent illness and to maintain their health and to continually grow and be healthy so that they can do their daily activities of daily living. And so this nocebo effect, you can apply it to everything, right? And it's not just about your own health and, having a good diet and exercising and practicing mindfulness, gratitude, all these good, wholesome things, but it's also about your your spiritual health and your emotional health and your psychological health. And it's believing that you have control over your destiny, that you can, that the word manifest anything that you want. And it's that belief system that I think will help counteract this dilemma that we're going to face when we're older and we know what we want and we know what gives us pain and what gives us pleasure, that we don't just stick to what we know and what we're comfortable with, but we still feel that there is control for us to branch out and to be a better version of ourselves, even at the age of 80 or 90 or however long we live.